Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a little bit different, but it's something that I've wanted to do for a long time, and I've been having chats with a few gals over on Instagram about cataracts because last year I had a cataract removed from this eye, and I wanted to film a video just about my experience because before, like in the months leading up to me getting the cataract removed, I was so nervous, but I was afraid to spend too much time looking things up in case I saw something like gross or something that freaked me out even more than what I already was. When it comes to me, I'm very squeamish about my eyes and about things to do with nails, so I don't like looking things up. At the time I was trying to find information about the surgery experience itself, and I came across a video on here on YouTube by a chap who had just gotten his done, and it just helped put my mind at ease. So I'm hoping that this video, if you are about to get cataract surgery and you're not sure what to expect, I hope this video will put you at ease a little bit. I do have a post over on my blog explaining the whole procedure kind of from start to finish in terms of how I initially got diagnosed with a cataract, what my symptoms were, how they progressed, but I kind of wanted today's video just to be about the surgery experience itself and what to expect, because listen, you will be grand. My two main questions when it came to the surgery was, will I see anything and will I feel any pain? Because I had visions of seeing my surgeon coming at me with like tools and me freaking out. But I can tell you now, I did not feel anything and I didn't see anything other than the light that I had to look at. So this is my personal experience. Your one might be different to mine. So I went privately, I went to the Mater Private and checked in the morning. I think I was fasting, and then they brought me down to theatre. Now I've never been to hospital. I think the only time I was like a patient in hospital was when I was 7 getting my tonsils out, so I didn't know what to expect. So they put on, first of all they put like a little mark on my eye, like a little arrow to say this is the one that we're doing. Thank God for that. And then they stuck them things on my chest, you know, with the wires, I don't know what they're called, and then they stuck one of them things on my fingers, you know, the pulse thing, or else it's the oxygen thing. And then they had a blood pressure thing on my arm as well. Yeah. And then I went to the anaesthetist area, and so the anaesthetist was like, do you want sedation today? And I was like, oh, I don't know, like I feel okay. So he said, look, let's put in a line anyway, and then if during the procedure if you feel like you need it, just say it and they'll give it to you. And I said to him, like, what will it feel like if I do take it? I just wanted to go home like as soon as possible afterwards. I didn't want to be like spending time in the hospital. And he was like saying, no, it will only last about 15-20 minutes and you'll feel like a little bit kind of tipsy or woozy. So I was like, okay, grand. But he's trying to put the line in my hand. I couldn't get a line, and that was so painful. That was the most painful thing of the whole day. So he tried to do it twice, and I was like, oh. And I was like, okay, no, we're not doing sedation. He was like, are you sure? I said, yeah. And that was fine. So I went down to the theatre, and they put this big blue plastic mat on my face. I'd say it was about like that thick, and it was like squidgy, and it was like sticky as well. And in my mind I was like, well, I'm not going to open my other eye during the procedure to see what's happening, because if I, like, this is the eye that's getting done, and I was like, if I open that one and I see her coming at me with like a scalpel or something, I'll freak out. So my mission was to have that eye closed, but all I could see, the whole mat took over all of my face, and the only part that was exposed was my eye. And then she stuck my lashes, my consultant, Miss Wei Fong Xia, she stuck my lashes to the top of the mat. I don't know how she did that, I can't remember. And then she put numbing drops into my eye. That is the universal sign for putting drops in your eye. She put a clamp in my eye to keep the eye open, but I didn't feel that at all. Like I could hear her doing it, but there was no pain whatsoever. I could feel my face moving, but there was no pain whatsoever. And then she said to me, okay, now just keep looking at the light. She brought like one of those, you know, those big operating theatre lights over my eye, or over my head. And she's like, just keep looking at the light. And I was like, grand. So I was just like lying there looking up. I would like go to do something and she'd be like, no, keep your eye steady. And I was like, I am. But it's very hard to like make your eye look straight. Like with, I don't know, it's very hard to explain. I felt that I was, but obviously it wasn't. So she put more drops in. Squirt, squirt. The whole time, all I could see was just a light. And if you have cataracts, you know what it's like having light shone in your eyes. So for those who don't have cataracts, if you happen to be watching this video, whenever the light comes into your eye, it's refracted, and it takes up your whole vision in that eye. So if I'm driving at night, or when I was driving at night, if somebody was coming towards me with their headlights on, it would take up my whole vision. I was essentially blind, which so I had to stop driving at night last year. So I was just like lying there looking at the light. That's all I could see for the whole thing. Every so often she would like put water drops in my eye just to keep it wet. Like she kept saying to me, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, like it's fine. I was just like lying there doing my breathing, essentially watching the show. The only part that changed was, now I don't know what exactly she was doing for this. I'm presuming she was taking the old lens out, and that's when everything went black. And then when she put the new lens in, I could see it coming across my vision. It was so weird. And I saw the lens coming across into my eye, and then it was like a kaleidoscope. So I was just like lying there watching the show going, this is great. I think that was pretty much it. Let me just I have to check my own blog post to make sure I have everything. Yeah, there was like no pain, there was no discomfort. I think actually in fairness, the only discomfort it was when she would like put the water drops into my eye, and it would just give me a bit of a fright because I couldn't see them coming, like to prepare myself. So after the first like 2 times she did that, she was like, okay, every time I'm gonna give you water drops, I'll let you know that they're coming. I was like, great. That was it. I think 20-25 minutes ish, because I was looking at the clock before we went down to theatre, and then when they wheeled me back, I was trying to like find a clock just so I could see for myself how long it took, because I have no like concept of time. And yeah, so they put like an eye patch, like a plastic eye patch over my eye. I'll try and insert a picture here. This says I couldn't bend over, I couldn't get it wet for a certain amount of time. I'm not going to give you my exact aftercare follow-up, just in case if yours is different to mine. So whatever the doctors say, whatever your consultant says, just follow what they say. So I had to wear the mask anyway or the eye patch thing for the first 24 hours. So when they were wheeling me back from the theatre, or from the operating theatre to recovery, is that what it's called? I was like looking around, I was like, oh my god, I can actually see stuff already, you know, even through like the plastic thing. Do I still have the plastic thing? Hold on, I must have gotten rid of it. Don't worry, I'll be getting another one when I get this eye done this year. Anyway, so yeah, as I was like, they were wheeling me down the corridors, and I was like looking around, and there was like little lights in the ceiling that that was kind of my main thing. I was like, I want to be able to like look and see what happens when I look at a light. I could see lights. So now with the type of lens that I have a toric, is it called that? Toric lens? I think it's a toric lens. So a few different lenses that you can get implanted, but if you're watching this, you will probably already know this. Your doctor will have explained all of the options for you. So when I look at a light now, I will see, like, let's say this is like a little light, and then I'll see like a circle kind of just outside, like a lined circle outside of it, a couple of those. And sometimes if I'm looking at a light as well, and I move my eye a little bit, I see all little lines. It looks like the light will look like a little star, and those lines will kind of like move around. Yes, so I was like, oh my god, I can see those lights, this is great. And then when they brought me back into the ward, and I was looking around, and I could see things, I could read things. Like if that, I just have this here, I wouldn't have been able to read like this bottle with my bad eye. I was like, I can read it properly now, this is great. So yeah, they obviously had to dilate my eye during the procedure, or before the procedure too, I meant to say that earlier. So it was like they had dilated that a lot, because, and it was like a very bright and sunny day when I got the eye done, so I had to wear glasses on the way home. But then even in my bedroom, I had to have like the blinds closed and the curtains closed, because it was just so bright, and I was in no pain whatsoever for the day at all. They gave me three eye drops with different times when to take them. Your aftercare might be different to mine. And I found that, so I got the eye done at about 9:15 in the morning, and then I'd say at about 7 in the evening, I could feel my eye was starting to get gritty and tired. So I was like, no, I have to go to bed now, I am wrecked. So every time I would have to like take the eye patch off to put the eye drops in. That was grand. Went to bed, woke up the next morning, the grittiness was gone, it was perfect. But I was able to see and read things so much clearer. And I remember looking at the back garden going, is this like real life in terms of colour? Like everything was so vibrant, because when you have cataracts, when you know, everything gets like, it has a haze over it, so colours are desaturated and everything just looks like it's cloudy. For those who don't have cataracts, it's like if you wash your eye with an oil or like a cream cleanser and you don't rinse it out. It's like that constant kind of, it's like a cloud in your eye all the time. So I remember going, this is brilliant, everything's very vibrant and colourful. So it was fab. And when I had gotten some of the earlier consultations, when my consultant had checked both eyes, she was like, you're going to have to get this eye done this year. And I was like, oh my god. But I know what to expect, so it'll be fine. For me, I had to, so I got the eye done in August, and actually in my initial consultation, she said to me that the majority of my cataract was at the back of the eye. So like she would try to polish my eye in the procedure itself, but there's only so much that you can do because you don't want to like damage your eye. So she said chances are you're going to need to have laser, like YAG laser, after the procedure, which I did. So I had to get that in October, and that's the one downside to it for me, is because when you get laser, it breaks up the rest of the cataract. So I have floaters in my eyes all the time now. I'm hoping they'll settle. I don't know if they will. I'll talk to her about it when I go back for a consultation about this eye. But right now, when I'm looking down and I look up, a floater is there. I have to wait for it to settle. I've just did it there. What I find myself doing now is like when I look down and I look up, the floater is there, but if I look up and look down, it disappears. So I find myself, and I notice it so much more when I'm editing videos, is if I'm like looking around and it's there, I do this. It's like a tick now that I have to make that go, especially when you're driving. You want to be able to see what you're doing, or if you're talking to somebody, or especially when I'm talking to camera, because I have the camera slightly upwards, and if I look down and look up, I have to be able to see, because now this eye is gone all glary. It is still one of the best things that I've ever done. If I could just get rid of the floaters, that would be great. If you have any questions at all, leave me a comment below. I'm not a doctor, I'm not an ophthalmologist, I'm not anything in the medical industry at all. This is just my experience with my cataract surgery, and I just wanted to help put your mind at ease if you're watching this and you're like freaking out because you're about to have it happen, or if it's coming up soon. Be fine, be grand. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Oh, goodbye!